For over 20 years, President of Russia Vladimir Putin has led the nation. During his reign, he has helped stabilize the Federation's broken economy and rehabilitated the shattered military of the 90s. However, he has also overseen a heavy backslide of democratic practices and the silence of opposition. With the start of the 2020s, Russia on the outside seems to be firmly under his control. However, a deeper dive underneath the surface reveals multiple threats to his power. The first being the political establishment as a whole. The State Duma was not entirely dominated by Putin's United Russia and faced opposition from the Communist Party and the LDPR, which are the ultranationalists. Secondly, there are a large amount of liberals that were against the entire political system. Most of them were led by activist Alexei Navalny. These protesters made it extremely difficult for Putin to exercise full power over the internal runnings of the nation. Thirdly, a NATO-aligned country sat right on the border of Russia and served as a major threat in both its security and conflict in the Donetsk region. Whilst Putin did control the Duma for the most part, he still faced somewhat legalized opposition. He didn't have the ability to fully ban the parties or arrest everybody as part of them. Therefore, he was forced to move to a more unconventional strategy to deal with them. For the communists, Putin worked to undermine their support and target them specifically. He curtailed street demonstrations and worked to smear their reputation whilst arresting extremists. Putin made public appearances where he called on the people to remain unified in the ultimate goal of defending the nation against the West. Politically, Putin met with the head of the Communist Party, Zyuganov, and essentially gave him some imposed advice. Controversial politicians in the Communist Party were also arrested, which helped to significantly weaken the movement. For the ultranationalists, Putin did largely the same. He shut down demonstrations and arrested extremists within the party. Similarly to Zyuganov, Putin met with Zhirinovsky and convinced him of alternatives. The only difference between the two being the ultranationalists having a much smaller support base than the communists. Aside from cracking down on their parties, Putin also realized that reform was necessary in United Russia, his own party. In order for the public to still support them, United Russia was given resources in order for them to boost public polling and to build a broader support base. On top of that, smaller political parties such as Just Russia unified and built more support for Putin's government. With the Russian political sphere dealt with, there was only one last internal enemy to Putin's regime. Liberals within the country, led by Navalny, engaged in sporadic protests. Unlike the communists, Putin had the direct power to crack down on the demonstrations and arrest anyone involved. Things only got more intense as Navalny returned to Russia in January of 2021. He was immediately arrested, which led to heavy pro-democracy protests. Russian riot police cracked down hard on the demonstrators, which led to their eventual end. With Navalny's protests ending, Putin was finally able to fully cement his power. This would see him begin preparations for the country to face down the West before his ultimate demise from COVID-19 just a little over a year later.